What's up, friends? Raptors, 120 to 116 losers to the New Orleans Pelicans. We, the North, we are now 1-4, and I don't know. Like I tried to hit the panic button last week. There's just so many things to unpack in this game. Like I was perfectly fine. I went for a run. New year, new me, and here I am, just like you know what, I'm gonna go to bed, finish off the Raptors game. Hopefully they get the win. Granted, it was competitive, but so Pascal Siakam, he fouled out the previous game, left the court early. The last time someone pulled a stunt like that was DeMar DeRozan against Cleveland Cavs when LeBron was there in the playoffs. That summer he was traded. He traded for Kawhi Leonard. Um, I don't know really where to start. So Pascal once again fouls out 24 minutes, 10 points, 4 rebounds. Atrocious performance. Kyle Lowry, 4 for 14. He had like 18, 6, and 8. Typical Kyle Lowry performance, still solid D. Fred finally stepped up today, 27 points, 9 of 23 shooting. Not super efficient, not like anybody on this team is. OG missed some crucial shots, still finished with 17 points. Decent defense. Obviously, he's better than the average defender, but I'm hearing a lot of talk from people like he is, like a prime Kobe Bryant. He's not. He's a guy with some size, but as we saw against the Knicks last game with guys like Julius Randle, it was just some guys he can't handle. He did okay today. Ingram really made him, gave him everything that he had. Ingram just did everything he wanted with him. Chris Boucher, I got to give him some props. Nico's going to love this. 24 points. Slim Duck came again today. What I really wanted to touch on is the performance from beyond the arc. Now, I was speaking with Zane before I came on here. They shot 48 three-pointers. 48. And they hit 14 of those, which you do the math, not good. 29%. Do you guys understand how bad you have to be at basketball to just, Nick Nurse, get the clipboard here, get a timeout, and just say, okay, you know what, whatever we're doing here is not working. We need to jack up 48 three-pointers a game, because that's exactly what these guys are doing. There's zero shot creation. Nobody can really beat anybody off the dribble. Norm Powell, he's been my guy for a while. He hasn't been good this year. Not to say that anybody on this team has been good this year, because they haven't. But someone needs to step up before things really get ugly for this team. And maybe a panic trade is made. Like, I don't see things getting better. It's not like anybody's going to come and save this team. When you're playing guys like Stanley Johnson, 10, 15 minutes, we saw that a few games ago, he got something like 20. You know that Nick Nurse is really running out of options. And I don't know what other options he has. Choking on my protein shake here. But 8 turnovers, they're doing a great job of protecting the ball, so it's not like they're giving away points. So okay, here's the thing, you're taking care of the ball, 8 turnovers. Not that bad. 2 a quarter, decent. I want to say that's around the NBA average. This team went 26 of 27 from the line. Phenomenal, right? Where would they be if they didn't hit 99% of their free throws? Honestly, I don't know. Masai has to be, scratching his head, wondering what else is really left for this team to do. I don't know what's left. I've gone on before, and like I said, the panic button, all this stuff. I was perfectly fine as a season seed holder, not being able to see this team playing in Tampa, right this season off, right? Like we know, based on last year, we lost Serge, which has been, as we know now, a massive loss. His interior defense, sorely missed. His ability to shoot the ball, beat his man off the dribble a little bit, go one-on-one against someone and actually beat his man with a jump hook or driving to the net. There's nothing. Nobody's saving this team. I like Baines. Like I said, he's been pretty good. He on a good night he'll get you like 12 and 10, something like that. But Gasol, we didn't really see too much of last year because of fatigue from. These days are gone, but fatigue from the championship run, and also just age creeping up on him. But like I said, I don't know really where this team can go for help. James Harden is a guy that people have talked about. I've kind of been on the fence with it. If he gets straight to the team, they're definitely a playoff team, and everybody gets that much better, similar to when Kawhi got here. We are now able to get guys in a role a notch lower than where they are. We're not asking them to create shots. We're not asking them to beat too many guys off the dribble. Things that you think that, the average NBA player should be able to do. We know now that the Raptors are, at least at this point, a bad team at 1-4. Not like they've played, like the best teams in the league. Like New Orleans is a borderline playoff team in the West. This is the team that the Raptors, should be beating, and they're now 0-2 against this season. So if they pull a deal, I'm really worried that they might give up too much because the Houston's been asking for a lot. James Harden's only going to get better, and Pascal Siakam is just literally seeing his stock, flush down the toilet. He had these excuses in the bubble. I didn't like what I saw. He forced a lot of things. His spin move, while it has been great, guys know it's coming every time now. He can shoot the three when it's open. Sometimes off the dribble, he's really surprising as well shooting the three. But I feel like when he's going into his moves, he's really thinking too much. Nothing's really flowing when he has the ball in his hands. He's overthinking, and a lot of times he's out of control when he's either driving to the net or making a decision. He doesn't look very composed. Like I said 1,000 times, OG is what he is. And granted to the guy, he should have been a lottery pick, tore his ACL, and for that reason slipped to the Raptors at like 22 or something like that. And got paid a lot of money to be an above average defender and a league average offensive player. 17 points for him is obviously a great night, even though he did miss, some looks. Fred slowly, coming back to life a little bit. Still has a problem finishing at the rim just due to his size. Same thing with Kyle. The defense has been good, but when you're starting point guards, both of them, 1 and 2 guards are 6 feet, 5'11", 6'1", whatever you want to say they are, and don't get too high off the ground. It's going to be tough to score, finish at the rim, shoot over defenders, and it's really tough when, in order to get your shot off, like we've seen with Fred, which is really good at, they're having to cross over guys, turn into a little bit of like a prime Carmelo Anthony, and really milk the shot clock to get your defender off his feet, just to get that separation to get a shot. So yeah, the writing's on the wall at this point with this team. I don't see this team. I don't see where there's room for improvement. I don't. Like I said, there's nobody here that is an efficient scorer at any point in this lineup, especially from the point guard, shooting guard, small forward position, and even power forward. Really, just the centers might shoot above 50%. Other than that, I don't know if anybody's really come close to averaging even 45% this season shooting. And like I said, when you're shooting 48 threes, not a good look. The only team that can really pull that off is the Houston Rockets, and that's because when you have an elite superstar like James Harden, who's getting to the rim at will, shooting unconscious from three with the step backs and flat-footed, the rest of the team really has wide open looks. He drives to the net, he kicks it out to guys in the corner. It's just wide open threes, guys at least 6 feet away, and it's a different story. But with the Raptors, there's just zero shot creation. They are not knowing what to do with the basketball. Can't beat their men off the dribble, and they're just really throwing it to someone else, asking them, hoping that they can do something. And this is leading to a lot of late shot clock heaves almost. And it's, like I said, Nick Nurse is really going after his contract at this point. We saw what he could do with Kawhi Leonard, and he was really praised. I don't want to give the guy his due because I really like the fact that he's innovative with defense, with offense. He likes to move the ball around, but with the lack of star power, shot creation, all those things, it's going to be really hard. And I'm interested to see how he's going to bounce back from this. Now, I know that the Raptors do have Charlotte on a back-to-back coming up, but they also have a lot of tough teams. Off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure they play Phoenix, and there's not too many bad teams anymore in the NBA. Like even Cleveland stepped it up this year. Charlotte, who I just mentioned, Melo Ball's looking decent. Terry Rozier's been on a bit of a tear this year. Devontae Graham, but Bridges. These are all guys that are still young and evolving as players. The Raptors aren't going to get, the old Atlanta Hawks, which now I told some friends also, like Atlanta's a lock for the playoffs. Brooklyn, lock for the playoffs. The only team in the East that probably isn't going to make it this year was, drawing a blank right now, but Orlando's probably on the way back in. Washington does look terrible. But what I was getting at is just that there's no gimme games anymore. At home, the Raptors were, a solid team. They don't have that staunch home court anymore. Their games are in Florida, but the fans aren't there. The atmosphere is not there. It's gonna be really tough for this team. So going around in a circle to kind of say that I'm not super happy about how this team's played. I'm not surprised if you've been listening to the previous podcast. I've been called out by some people, for showing a little bit of worry early. But I watched the game and I saw what I saw the whole time, and they're not passing the eye test for me. So with that being said, just wanted to put this out to kind of express my thoughts on how this team's doing so far. But I'll post this podcast like as soon as I'm done here. I'll put some clips up right now. And if I'm wrong, if you guys think that I'm wrong and I'm overreacting, which I'm not, hit me up, post it in the comments, and let me know where I'm wrong. But I'm not really having the highest hope for this team. I think that even making the playoffs at this point is going to be a bit of a push, like I said, just with the tough teams in the East. But we'll see. Time will tell. And until we see you guys next time, thanks for tuning in to On the Block. You guys have a great night. Happy New Year again.